Hey there, Alan Matthews here. In this video, we are going to be talking about memorization and why you should memorize, why I think that you should memorize every single piece that you learn to play. If you want to actually know it and play it for any length of time, if you're just playing it once next weekend, then don't worry about it. But if you're actually playing a piece and you're learning a piece, why you should memorize it. But first, when you get a minute, go over to classicalguitarshed.com. If you would, you will find tons of resources for your classical guitar journey, all about technique and making things beautiful, and also everything surrounding playing the classical guitar, like practice habits, nails, and weird back pains, and everything else. So please go over there when you get a chance. Memorization. Why would you possibly? Well, memory and better learning go hand in hand. Whenever you have this positive agenda for memory in your practice, even if you're going to use the music still, if you have the agenda of memorizing the piece, meaning I am going to memorize this, whenever you sit down and practice, it tells your brain, it clicks it on, and it heightens the level of concentration and focus, and it just turbocharges your brain so that it makes it more important, which makes it more permanent. It also, what this does is that when you're learning it, you don't forget it as soon. So oftentimes, I'm sure you've had this, if you play composed music, then you learn a piece and then you move to a different piece and then you come back 2 months later and your piece is not there anymore. And you say, oh, what happened? I used to be able to play this so well and now I can't. And one of the reasons is if you didn't learn it very well, memorizing a piece, even if you don't reinforce it as well, it will allow you to get your piece back much, much faster. So memorizing actually, it doesn't just make it easier and quicker to learn on the front side, which it does. It also makes it last longer, and it doesn't fade away like pieces that you don't have memorized will. It also will make them very much easier to get back if they do slip off just a little bit. So a couple of tips on memorizing pieces. First off, work in small bits. Don't take a big old chunk. Work in small bits. At first, a measure a day, something like that. Just make it your thing. A measure a day over the course of a year is a big memorized repertoire. You will have a really large memorized repertoire. If every single practice you play, you memorize one measure, and in subsequent practices you also kind of reinforce and practice that, but then you memorize another new measure, or two measures, or a line, or a page, or whatever, a section, whatever it is, as you get bigger and bigger, but just a little bit along. It's a skill. It gets much easier. Years ago, it took me forever to memorize music, and now I just memorized a page of music this morning. And it just gets easier and easier and easier as time goes on because you have all these different frameworks. And you say, oh, this measure is like that other piece, and I recognize what's going on here because I've learned pieces this way before. And so it's a skill. So build it as a skill. Think of it as a muscle that will get stronger over time. Work in very small bits, step by step. Whenever you're learning a piece, the thing not to do is just be gazing at your music like a deer in the headlights and just playing through it with your mind off, and you're just completely in a daze and you're just basically zombied out playing through your music, and you just do that, you just sight read it to death a million times. That's not the way to learn music. Don't sight read your music to death. It will not lead to beautiful music, I promise. It might be gratifying in the moment because you can hear it. If you might just say, oh, I'm just hearing what it sounds like. But if you've already done that 20 times, then you're not just hearing what it sounds like. You're just practicing rather poorly. Sorry to say that. But a better thing to do would be to say, okay, first measure, you look at it, you play it, then you look away and you play it again. And then you look at it, make sure you got everything right, and then you look away and then you play it again. And then in 5 minutes, come back and play that measure again from memory. And you just do that, and then you just, 10 minutes later, go off, play your scales, do some chords, whatever it is, play some other piece. And then come back and then do it from memory again. Just reinforce it a few times through the practice, and you will get very good at memorizing music very quickly. It's just another skill to learn. All right, have fun with that. Memorizing music, what a joy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, would you like to play more cleanly, with more speed and precision, with more beautiful phrasing, and know that you're actually coming forward and progressing in a logical way on your guitar? Well, if so, you might want to check out the Woodshed. The Woodshed is a full practice solution. You'll find a massive library of play-along practice videos. You get a clear step-by-step progression. There's a massive practice library there with videos that you actually play along with. So practice along videos, training your different areas of your technique so that you know that that's solid. You get all the courses on Classical Guitar Shed, free webcam check-ins and video reviews so that you always know that you're on track with personalized one-on-one feedback. And most of all, you get the peace of mind knowing that you are on a specific track that leads from here to there. If this sounds interesting to you, then you can find more information following the link in the description, or you can go to classicalguitarshed.com, click on the membership button right in the center of the menu, and you'll learn all about it. Take care.